Hey everybody, it's Van Time with Chuck and Deb, and today we're going to talk about what to do when you're stuck.
Stuck like Chuck. So honey, what do you mean by being stuck?
Well, I think about the disciples at the bottom of the mountain. Jesus and the three had gone up for a transfiguration, and these guys are trying to cast out a demon, and they just can't do it. They're stuck. So the answer for that was what in that case?
Jesus did cast out the demon.
Yeah, so he modeled.
Right. And then he basically told them it was because of a lack of faith.
Yeah. And so there has to be persistence in getting through the stuckage. We've seen that. And he also mentioned this kind doesn't come out without much prayer and fasting. There are times when we just get stuck and we need help. So what does that help look like, hon?
You know, getting stuck is universal. As a parent, you might get stuck. You're trying to teach your kids something, they're just not getting it. You're a teacher, you're trying to teach your class something, they're not getting it. You're trying to make it disciples, your disciples not getting something. And we like to use what we call the cool uncle. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll bring someone in who's not normally a part of that group or that person's life, and they basically say the same thing, but because they're an outsider and they're cool, all of a sudden the ears are open and people can hear what they say.
And it's kind of like living next to the airport. After a while you don't hear the airplanes anymore, and it takes somebody else to come in and say the exact same thing, but then they get it. So, any other ways to get unstuck?
Well, going back to the story of the disciples trying to cast out the demon, I think prayer and fasting is a good answer too, because, you know, like if there's something we've been saying, people aren't getting it, I think, you know, praying about it, sometimes God will give you an idea, or it's like God's the one that's going to open their eyes and open their ears and open their hearts to understand.
Now, there is the case where people are stuck and don't know it. So, hon, what do we do when it's obvious to us that they're stuck? What do we do to help them realize that?
In ministry, we use what we call iron on iron, which is kind of like an objective way of looking at ministry, looking at, you know, generational maps and, you know, how are things going. And one of the questions we ask is, where are you stuck? And they'll come up with things where they think they're stuck, but other people can speak into what they've heard, and maybe that might be a way for a stuckage to come to light.
Have you ever had a piece of lettuce stuck in your teeth and, you know, you have no clue, but somebody points it out? All right, I hope that's helpful. If it has been, pass it on to your friends. And until next time, keep making disciples until there's no place left.